back with us on the SportsMax Zone. Let's kick it off like a ball with some football. Now, fresh from the conclusion of the inaugural Jamaica Premier League, Professional Football Jamaica Limited, the PFJL, have announced a partnership with the global sports performance analysis company Instat. Instat operates in over 100 countries and has partnered with more than 2,000 professional sports organizations, including Manchester United, Liverpool, Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, as well as the national teams of France and Russia. The partnership between PFJL and Instat is set to enhance the access to statistical data for clubs and players in the Jamaica Premier League. In addition to data analytics, Instat is expected to widen the reach of the Jamaica Premier League, as there are reports that it will live stream matches outside the Caribbean jurisdiction. The chairman of PFJL, Chris Williams, joins us to talk more about the partnership. Chris, welcome again to the SportsMax Zone, sir.
Hey, how are you doing? Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. I see you're having a celebratory glass or five of something following the successful staging of the JPL, the first season.
Yeah. No, I feel good. We really had a ball, and the finals, of course, was nail biting and epic. So, you know, I really enjoyed Saturday, and so we're still celebrating. Yes.
Excellent. Let's talk Instat now. Did you seek out Instat? By you, I mean the PFJL, or did Instat seek you out? How did the relationship? How was it forged?
We sought out Instat. Our development committee had discussions and had knowledge of Instat, and made a proposal to the executive that we look at signing an arrangement with Instat for the development of the management, as well as the stakeholders, as well as the players. So we think the Instat relationship is a critical one. So we reached out to them. They responded immediately. They loved the fact that we represent as the only Caribbean league, and of course Jamaica being a big brand, they were very happy to have us on board. So good step. We're excited.
Tell me now, in the same way, you know the football deep, so you would know of Opta Joe, or Opta, the Opta stats. Opta, of course, is the Premier League in England's technology partner, in the same way I imagine Instat will be for the Jamaica Premier League. And of course, on Premier League Saturdays and Sundays, you have all these Opta stats flying around on Twitter especially, and other social media spaces. Is that what is envisaged with Instat? Is that their charge, to flood the field with the social media space, or the social space, with details and statistics about the games, about players, comparative notes, performance trackers and indicators as the match goes on over the course of the season?
Absolutely. The stakeholders demand data. It's football is no longer a sport that you consume only visually. You also want to consume it via data and analysis of data. Our stakeholders, including our fans, have gotten way more sophisticated, and you have to be in a position to deliver data to them. Of course, also our journalists, who are critical partners in driving the popularity of the players and of the league. So data has always been an important component for us, and we're extremely happy that we have been able to sign an arrangement with Instat, so that the stakeholders, including, as I said, the journalists and the fans, can get the data, understanding how many touches, how many passes were lost, how many what's the coverage of the players in terms of miles or kilometers, what's their pace. Now, these are critical pieces of information, so you can understand how a player performed, as opposed to just visually, because the reality is 9 times out of 10, how you think a player performed by your just watching the game is not really how the player performed.
Yeah.
Everybody who really is a fan of the sport and understands it knows that you have to look at the statistics, because the player may lose one pass, but because it's the last pass of the game, you say the player played terribly, because they lost that one pass. When in fact that was the only pass that he lost. So so information is critical.
Chris, how has the players received this information that you're creating this partnership with Instat?
They're very ecstatic, because not just from the standpoint of providing the data for journalistic consumption. It's also critical from a standpoint of improving player performance and allowing their coaches and allowing themselves to look back at their performance, and the data don't lie. So if the coach says, you really have to improve on your fitness, you can look at the data and see that you're really not moving around on the field. You just marking space and that kind of thing. So the data is critical to allow the coaches to have information to prove to the players what they're saying to them, that that they need to improve on their pace, they need to improve on their fitness, they need to improve on their productivity, etc. So development. This is critical to improving the league.
Right, and Chris, of course, this will bring a wider viewing audience to the Jamaica Premier League. How does this affect SportsMax in any way? Because we are the Caribbean broadcasters for the JPL. Does this affect us?
No, I think it helps SportsMax, because the truth is, the viewing public doesn't necessarily go to Instat to watch the games. They would go to Instat primarily for the data. Now, once they get the data, then they're going to say who is really carrying the games, and that is going to be SportsMax, through the app or through cable, and so they will log on to SportsMax and consume the game from a journalistic standpoint first, and then review the game from a data standpoint after.
Additionally, Chris, when I imagine when Instat, as we said in the build up to the interview with you, that Instat will take the games outside the Caribbean. It is SportsMax's production that will be beamed across the world, advertising the quality of what we do. So
absolutely. So it works well with SportsMax, and we got SportsMax full thumbs up on this. So we think it is a step in the right direction to drive the overall consumption.
On the point of the data, Chris, on the point of the data. So here's the thing, though, I thought of. Where is Instat starting from scratch, meaning that it will start pushing out data from the first game of the new season, which we understand will kick off before the year's end? Is it that it will start, its baseline is 0, so it's going from just what happens from the first game of the league? Or is there somewhere that older data is available that it will put into its database to allow it to generate and make some early comparisons? How will it work in practical terms?
That's what we're seeking to achieve. So we do have the coverage, as you know, for this season. So we have given them that coverage. And yes, we are seeking to get an initial data point from that coverage. And they are supportive of that, and they are working on that. So we are, and as you, well, I'm not sure if your viewers know, but we in fact went live for the playoffs, and the finals were actually carried live on Instat, and so we do have some initial data, and yes, we will be seeking to enhance that before what I call season 2, my season 2. So yes, we have given them the recorded games so far.
And how long will the partnership run for?
Well, we haven't set a
Wow.
Chris?
You're good again. You're good again. Carry on.
it's the wine. It's the wine. The wine.
I was about to ask you that.
You're good. You're good. Go on.
All right. So the partnership, how long does it run? Have you sealed the deal?
Well, I mean,
Chris.
All right. So Chris is
sorry.
it's the wine.
I'm here.
We have him. We have him. All right, Chris.
I'm here. I just, yeah. So the partnership goes as long as you pay. You know, so it's not a. I mean, this is not free, and this is not a. Instat is a business. Instat, you know, is you have to pay for this. So we do have a line item in our budget for it. And we do anticipate that we will be able to hit our budgeted income targets for the next season. So we're taking it season by season.
Yeah.
But so far we're good.
So all right.
Not
Another nuts and bolts question, Chris. So when the new season kicks off, say for instance I'm Andrew Price down at Humberland and I want some data on how my team worked off the ball and ball retention, so winning back possession. Yeah. How will I be given a password as the head coach for the Instat database? Is it that I alone will have a password, my coaching staff numbering and limiting to say 5 persons? If a player from my team wants individual stats because DC United or Miami FC wants to have a closer look at me, how do I request my stats? Tell me about that part.
No, the stats are available. The stats are available, publicly. The stats are available publicly because we're trying to build the league. So we're not limiting the distribution of the stats.
Okay.
So because of it's not just obviously coaches and scouts, but also journalists
Yes.
want stats on individual players.
So we won't need passwords. We just go on the Instat site, click the Jamaica Premier League tab and dive in.
That's what we're doing. Because we certainly we want to have transparency, so it drives the popularity of the league.
Hear you on that. All right. So you say the agreement, the contract is a rolling agreement. You pay and you have access. And perhaps it is that if you feel you want to move on to something else, you notify Instat within a reasonable time and you move on to your next partner.
Absolutely. So we're happy with the terms that they've given us in terms of pricing and so on. And so we have kicked it off and we're moving forward.
All right, this will come available from the new season. Thank you very much, Chris. All the best to you. And we look forward to taking a deep dive into those numbers and to see what the players did in the previous campaign, especially the Cavalier team, how they managed to win their first title in 40 years.
And listen, please just allow me a minute to say a very big thank you to the SportsMax team. You guys especially on the set. We really appreciate the professionalism and the excellent work. The quality of the production was first world. I want to say, me personally and on behalf of the PFJL, a big thank you. This success is your success. Thank you very much.
Excellent. We're raising an invisible glass.
Yes,
you, right?
yes.
All right, Chris. Thank you very much on behalf of the SportsMax team. All right, thank you.
All right.
Yep.
Take care.
Chris Williams there, the chairman of Professional Football Jamaica Limited. The stats are coming, and I'm only too happy.